Another episode of my migrants mom series where I talk about, I get to invite different moms from different country really to share their experience, how they are coping with the challenges of getting to a new country and also being a mom, maybe a new mother or a pregnant woman or anyone. So if you're interested as well, you can just try to send me an email, then we'll arrange when we can have a section with you. So today I have with me a beautiful mom as well, and she's a migrant, like an immigrant in the UK. So she's here and she's happy to share with us her experience. So her name is Abimbola, and she's just going to introduce herself to us, if that's fine. So, hi, Miss. Hi, Abimbola. Can you please introduce yourself to my viewers?
Okay, thank you so much for having me, Kadjat. My name is Abimbola, and I am a registered nurse
Okay.
who lives in the United Kingdom, and I practice in the United Kingdom. I've been in UK for about 2 years now. I am
Wow.
a mom to
So yeah, an
two.
asset store.
No, not really. I am a mom to two beautiful children. I
That's
have
amazing.
a boy and a girl, and I recently had my last child some months ago. So
Wow.
yeah, it's good
So
to be here.
you stay on your maternity leave, I presume.
Yes, I would say yes, I am.
Why being skeptical about it? Yes or
Because
yes?
yes, because I'm kind of on maternity leave, but I'll soon be going back to work. So I've been doing keep in touch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You're almost like ending your maternity leave period, kind
exactly.
of. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's fine. Nice meeting you, Abimbola. And let
Same
me
here.
use this moment to say that if you love this series and you've not subscribed to my channel, please do so and subscribe now. And also, Abimbola here is also a YouTuber, more than a YouTuber than I am. I'm not a YouTuber, she's a YouTuber. And her YouTube channel name is the immigrant nurse, right?
Yeah, the immigrant nurse.
Okay, so I'm going to put obviously you can see your description because I'm going to edit it and put it there, the immigrant nurse, and I'm going to put the link on the on the caption as well. So you can just follow the link to our channel. You can see a couple of our videos. I'm sure it's going to be beneficial to you as an immigrant in your current country, even if it's not in the UK. Basically, an information sharing on our channel will be beneficial to you. You can also share that to your friends and colleagues who might benefit from the information as well. It's not good to be adding, information. And also subscribe to my channel. So thank you so much, Abimbola.
Thank you.
Okay. So you've been in Abimbola is a nurse and she's also a mom, obviously, and she's in the UK and she currently had she's currently on a maternity leave, but she'll be coming off soon. So she's going to tell us more about all of those things in this video. So I'm just going to be asking Abimbola some few questions. I have them written down, really. So that's why I'm looking down here. So I'm just going to be asking her some questions. So she's going to be sharing with us within the couple of, some minutes. And that will be the end of this video. So Abimbola, how are you coping with family and you migrated in the like 2 years ago. Did you have your first child before coming to the country?
No, I didn't. I had my first child back at home.
Back at home. Okay, so you come in with a child.
Yeah.
How was that easy? How are you coping? Did you come in with your child and your husband together, or you came in first, then they come after you?
So do you want me to answer all these questions?
Is it? Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm rushing. The questions are much, right? Okay, let's take it one by one. Let's take it one by one. Apparently, the question is meant to be: how are you coping with family and new country challenges? That's how.
All right. So I'm going to give a background just from the question you have asked. I had my first child in Nigeria because I came to the UK from Nigeria.
Okay.
So my first child was like a year and 6 months at the time I moved into the UK. So I didn't come with him. I left him and his dad back in Nigeria. I came in first, used the hospital accommodation that was provided for me, wrote my OSCE exam, passed my OSCE exam. After I did all of that and I was a bit settled, I got an accommodation and they were able to come over. Although at the time they had their visa sorted and all of those things, so it was just left for them to come in and join me after I sorted my accommodation, which really made the whole transition progress kind of easy for me because I didn't have to come with them. So I was able to, sort out accommodation and get some things ready before they came to join me here in the UK. So how has it been? It's not been funny, honestly, because after my baby came, we all know that in the UK, you cannot put your child into school immediately.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to put them into school, you have to put them in nursery, and the nursery is
I think
like
there's a
something
certain age they need to get to before you put
if your child was born before September, your child can start school at the age of 4. But if your child was born beyond September, like between September to December, your child cannot start school until the age of 5. That's the rule. Yeah. So my son was a year 6 months at the time he came into the country. So of course he's still very, very little. He couldn't start school immediately. So we had to, make him stay at home with my husband because luckily for us, my husband was able to get a job where he was working from home.
Wow.
So he had to stay at home with my husband. So he stayed at home for like another 1 year. So when he was 2 years, 6 months, we registered him in the nursery just for him to have that, social skill.
Exactly.
Because he was getting to that point where he's just not used to anybody else except us, and it was not good for him. So to help him develop the social skill, we had to put him in nursery. Now, let me quickly explain by saying that after I came into the country, my husband joining me like almost 3 months later, it's been a long time we saw each other and life happened. I got pregnant again and in the process of the pregnancy, life happens. Okay. In the process of the pregnancy, it was a lot of stress because I was not actually mentally ready to get pregnant. So it was a lot of stress combining pregnancy, childcare, and the new environment because I had just started working with NHS. The 12 hours work was a lot.
Yeah.
And the idea was to come in, make some money, stabilize and settle before you start the family. And that's what I'm going to say. Nobody has control over what happens to their body. Although
starting on that place, that's actually the plan of everyone. But when you see some things, there are some things that just happen naturally. Even if you're using a family planning or something, you still have to see if you are reacting to it well or not. To be fair, it's everybody's, especially when you look at the maternity leave, everything like, so I can get paid and I cannot do something. But things are not always like that. So it happens, then you're married, so there's no point. You just, whether it happens now or it happens later, it's going to happen. You're not just going to have one child. So whether you face it now or you're facing it later. So if you're like, you just come into the country, you come in with your husband or with your partner and you're scared of getting pregnant, you try to plan, of course. But if it happens otherwise, there's nothing you can do about it. You don't need to be depressed or something. You just need to go along with it. So I understand.
So I'm going to say something. If you can plan and you're not under pressure, there are different circumstances for different people. Some people have been looking like I'm trusting for, this kind of blessing. And immediately they get it, you can't expect them to feel bad about it. But if you can plan and if you have time on your side, in quote and unquote, please, I will advise that you wait for at least 9 months before you get pregnant. If you're coming in for the first time, try and wait for 9 months. But if it happens, it happens. You just have to find a way to cope and manage with it. So back to my story. I got pregnant and it was a whole lot of work because if you don't know, working with NHS, you have to do something called preceptorship in your first 1 year of work. So as an international educated nurse, you have to, find a way to get used to the system. You are assigned a preceptor who looks after you review you every quarter. At least for my trust, they review you every quarter, 3 months, 6 months,
Yeah.
9 months. Then 1 year, you do your appraisal. So I would advise that you find a way to get your appraisal, your first year appraisal done before you actually go for maternity leave, if it's possible. So for me, I had my baby exactly 1 year. I started with my trust.
Oh, okay.
So that means that I was not going to be getting paid, because the policy for my trust is 1 year, 3 months for you to get paid. You must have worked for 1 year, 3 months at the time you're having your baby for you to get paid. So I was not going to get paid. But before then, I had, made my research, asked questions from payroll and, the HR, and I knew I was not going to be getting paid. So this was what I did. You said, how did we cope? I'm just trying to give you an idea of how we
Yeah,
cope,
yeah,
because
sure.
coping is a different area. It could be how you cope financially. It could be how you coped physically. It could be how you coped with the
Just
stress
how
of
you cope, yeah.
having. So I'm just giving you a perspective from those different areas of how I coped. So financially, what I did was I tried to work as much as I could, and as much as my pregnancy was, tolerant of it, because the truth is my pregnancy did not treat me nicely at all. My pregnancy really stressed me. I had terrible hyperemesis gravidarum in pregnancy. So I don't even know where I got the strength to work from. I was not able to, digest anything for the most time. I wasn't able to ingest anything for the most time. But what I did was, because of the pressure that comes during the day with the nausea and everything, I spoke to my manager that I would prefer a night shift. So I was placed on a permanent night shift. And you know what that means? It comes with enhancements, especially if you are doing nights with weekends.
Yeah.
So what I did was I saved a lot while I was pregnant.
That's lovely. Can you tell us?
I saved a lot. I used an app called Plum. That was what I used to save.
Okay.
So with that savings, I was able to get very tiny interest, but it was still something. Okay, so that was what sustained me through the period up till now. Although for your
Are you happy to tell us how much you saved within that period of your pregnancy too? It's not compulsory. If you're not happy to share, that's fine. But are you happy to share?
I'll give a range. Give a range. So I was able to save about, let's say, between 8,000 to 11,000 pounds.
Wow, you really try. So
you cannot just say, well, the truth is this: my husband was working.
Okay.
So between ourselves, he was able to use his bills to sort out
corporate
able to use salary, his income to sort out the bills. So my income was strictly into savings.
Okay, that's nice.
So that really helped. And if you are doing night duty, and another thing that helped was I was on the highest pay band of band 5.
Okay.
So I was on the highest pay scale of band 5. So in a month, because of my night shifts and sometimes my weekend shifts, I get like 2-3 to 4 in a month as my take home.
That's lovely.
Sometimes if the deduction is very crazy, I could get as low as maybe 1.9.
Okay.
But the least I've had to take home at the time I was working permanent night was like 1.8. That was the least ever.
Because of the permanent night.
Yeah, because of the permanent night. I'm not sure
if you're that if you're pregnant, you're not going to get paid. If you're able to speak with your manager to put you on night, it will increase your earning. Yeah.
So how did I cope physically? That's financially now. How did I cope physically? The truth is, it would have been lovely to bring in my mom if she was alive, but she's late. So I had to find a way to manage with my toddler. So I told myself from the beginning, from the point I knew I was pregnant, that I was going to take 1 year maternity leave. So when I was filling the form for my magazine form, and I was telling my manager that I wanted to plan my leave, she asked, how long do you want to take? I told her 1 year, because as a Nigerian and African mother that I am, I cannot afford to take my child to nursery earlier than 1.
Yeah, of course.
Even at 1 itself, it's still kind of somehow sending her to nursery, but I can still manage knowing that, okay, she has had exclusive breastfeeding and all of those things. I can still manage 1, but anything earlier than 1, I can't send her to nursery. So I took a year maternity leave. Trust me, your 1 year maternity leave is going to be so tiring. because you will feel bored. Especially if you're the type that you are really, really, really in love with career, you're a career person, you love your job, you want to work. Like there's that satisfaction that comes with I'm going out to
I'm
work and I'm
coming
coming.
back.
So you spending one full year of your life taking care of a child. Oh my God. If you don't have the mental capacity, you can break down. You can break down, you can hate yourself, you can detest that child. I'm telling you from experience, it can be that bad. So sometimes you get to that point where you feel, what was I even thinking? Why did I even get pregnant? But you understanding that it is but a phase, it will pass. If you don't do it now, you will do it sometime in the future. So whatever it is, it's still going to be done, like you said earlier. So this is the phase where I am at now. It's not forever. Like we said, I'm almost getting back to work.
Yeah.
So once you tell yourself that this is not going to be forever, it is a phase, then you come back to your senses. Because the truth is, within this my 1 year of maternity leave, Khadija, I've had colleagues who have gone to become band six nurses. I've
Yeah.
had colleagues that we came together into the country, they've gone to become band seven nurses. I've had colleagues who had written NCLEX and passed, and I'm just here nursing a child. And you're just in that phase and you're just thinking, I am not a dullard. I am a very smart person. Like, I could achieve all of this. But like I said, you tell yourself that this is a phase, is going to pass, and you get in that reassurance. And I think it's important to also have a good partner, because if not, you can actually run wild and just feel, is it even worth it? The person
Postnatal
that's
depression.
exactly, it is real. It is real. So, and I will also say that in this country, it's not good to keep secrets. Speak to as many people as possible that you trust once you get pregnant. Immediately I got pregnant, I told my friends, I told my colleagues, people that were in my course that we came together. I told them, I am pregnant, you guys, and we are going to have this baby together. I can't
Of
do this alone.
course. I
I don't
need
have any
every
family
support that I can get.
exactly, exactly. Even if they are not able to come every day, the fact
Mhm.
that they're able to, call me and we're able to speak for hours. I have friends, not just one person. One of my friends called yesterday and we spoke for over 1 hour. After I got off the call, there's just that feeling of, okay, I am not alone.
Alone.
You just have that sense of unwinding. Sometime between my maternity leave, I've gone out on a date with one of my friends, just the two of us, no child, no husband, no partner. So you need people. That's another way I have coped. I've had people actually around me. When I had my baby, people came, brought food and all of that. Till today, my baby is almost 9 months. I've not bought diaper with my money. So you cannot do, I don't want people to know I'm pregnant. You can't do that here. You need people, you need support. So those that are within, they are around you, tell them I'm pregnant, and it's going to be a community project, guys. We are doing this
Yeah.
together. So open up, because you cannot cope
I'm
without
sure
having hope. I hope my rambo has given you
see,
some
like
point.
seriously, I've really, really learned a lot from this discussion we just had, and I'm sure some other people will be able to learn as well. From this brief discussion that we just had, we understand that it is the best thing to wait till you are entitled to your maternity leave, to your maternity pay before you get pregnant, if you can, absolutely. But also, if it happens, it happens. You have to have you have to learn a way of coping. And you've been able to tell us that if it happens and you are not entitled to maternity pay, you can speak with your manager to put you on those shifts that have enhancement, like weekend shift or night shift only. So it makes your earning to be that a little bit interesting. And also it's interesting to have a cooperating partner who is able to support you. And another thing you said is that despite the fact that it's a 1 year maternity leave, is very, very tiring, so you have to prepare yourself psychologically, everythingly, and also with friends. So I think it's okay that we are coming with in cohort. So you can, if you nearly, you're a new person, you have your cohort, maybe it's just 3 people or 4 people. Make sure you are close to them. You guys chat whenever you feel down, so they can cheer you up. I think I've been able to pick that, and it's something that is very, very interesting. Of course, there are some things that you know before, but there are some things you don't know. So I really appreciate this discussion, really, especially the way you're coping stuffs and all of that. So I really appreciate you, and I do not take it for granted, as I said earlier. So thank you so much for sharing, and also the saving aspect as well. I feel, oh, so you're able to, like, during the maternity leave something, so there was no this financial challenge of anything that's already been out of it a
Not,
little
not,
bit.
not so much. The truth
At
is,
least,
I'm not able to save now, obviously, but at least what I've saved previously has really helped us with what
yeah,
my husband is currently earning. And I should mention that even though you are not entitled to maternity pay, you are still entitled to the government allowance if
yeah,
you have worked for 3 months before you had your baby.
yeah.
So that government allowance came to about £600 every month for me,
Oh,
and you'll be getting paid for 9 months.
yeah. So are you
So
getting
that's
paid
six
by the
hundred
trust?
pounds. Yes, by the trust.
Okay. So that's
Yeah.
is
That
it.
£600 we cover for at least council tax, electricity,
Yeah,
water, yeah, energy bill. Yeah.
yeah.
So,
So I think
and
that's
in
it.
this country, once you're able to pay the bills and ask for something for food, the rest
Yeah.
will fall in place.
And another aspect is that when you think all my life is on hold, say basically in life is by stages, it's turn by turn. So whether you do, as far as I'm concerned, whether you do it now or you do it later, at one point you're still going to do it. Like when I migrated with my husband the same day. We came into the country the same day. So it wasn't really interesting at first, at least for a couple of months or something. But whether I do it then, I do it later. If I come alone now, I have to be, because at that point we just did our wedding. We don't have money, so there's no point. We're not somebody that saved money to come to the country, and we don't really have help as much. So we have to just we spend all our money to get married, and after then, my mind was okay. I got married in March. I will migrate in April because my start date was meant to be April. Then UKVI decided to do their worst, and they delayed my visa for 6 weeks. So it was terrible. And Nigeria's was getting bad. I've already resigned. I was not working. But me and my husband, we spent about 10,000 naira per week at home. So we were just spending his money. Yeah, just what he's getting. We don't have money. We've already used our money to pay for visa and all of those things. So he earned about 150K per month in Nigeria where he was working. So that's what, and imagine spending 10K already per week. And we luckily, for another thing was that our rent was due in May. His rent is going because he was there before. So it was a trip. His rent is due in May, and it was like, I think, 450K for the rent. And before, they wouldn't even want to take, like, I said, guy, it's due in May. Eventually, both of our visa came in together at the
Okay.
end. And they give me a start day of May 30th. I said, guy, let's just pack and go. When we get there, we're going to sort it. So we don't have money. We have to borrow money and all of that. Luckily, they paid my refund of things I did before from the trust. So we're able to settle all of those things. And so we still not balance as much because he hasn't gotten real job he would have preferred, but at least he's doing something. So thank you so much for sharing how you're able to cope. I should have done this earlier. Maybe me too should have been saving.
It's not
If I
too
can
late.
have like 10K pounds in my account, looking at me like this, God,
I did not
when?
say thank you. I did not say thank you.
I'm thinking like this. I should have like 10K pounds. Basically, in my space here, it's not like I'm really spending. If I'm home not working, it's not like, but of course, if you have baby, and there are some things that you just, Amazon have already taken off my money. Okay,
What
thank
is
you so much. So the next question is, okay, I think you've answered a couple of those questions. Like if you invite someone, you already told us you didn't invite someone because you don't, because of the circumstances. And yes, you said this as well, that was there any time you feel emotionally down, depressed? If yes, how did you overcome it? I think you've answered that as well. But you can still.
Okay, so I wouldn't say I got depressed. I didn't. Because the compensation for me was that I wanted a daughter.
Oh, and you
And
had
I
a
got
daughter.
one. So it was every time I felt like, oh, I'm tired, then I remember that you got what you wanted. So you've got to appreciate it.
So you you have to like you have to just
So
do it,
So I loved it. It was emotionally draining. Yes, definitely, sure. Because I had cesarean section done. It was
Yeah.
an emergency CS because she was, breech presentation, and the suture sites and everything, the pain, bathing a baby, and all of those things. It
And
was
doing
emotionally
and you that had
draining.
a baby before, you had that all those support back home. Now you have to do all of those things yourself. So
Exactly.
I think
Exactly. And my husband had to cope with our toddler, and he was doing his best, making sure that he cooks for me at least for the first 6 weeks of
I think this
the old.
guy should be cooking as well. My husband should be cooking.
So he
Because
wasn't
everyone
a
husband cooks down. So my husband should be cooking as well. Okay, I will show you this video.
so,
You have to cook.
so it was the stress came from breastfeeding the
Yeah.
baby and having to bathe the baby, having to bathe myself. So it was a lot. But as the baby grew,
Yeah.
the sleepless night was reducing. But the reason why it was emotionally draining was because sometimes we are just bored. Your husband has gone to work, you're at home stuck with baby, you're just bored, and you're just thinking, I could be doing something different with my life right now. And I'm just there with baby too. It's tiring. The truth
Yeah.
is, it is tiring. You get bored, you get tired at
But you
some
just have
point.
to get the motivation to keep going.
Exactly. So what I now did was I tried to look for a course to enroll myself in so that during my free time, instead of just sitting around doing nothing, I could, still stay productive
You
regardless.
said,
So I
yeah.
tried to enroll myself for a course. So whenever I'm free, I just read for that course, for that program, just keep myself busy in some way, and I try to create content as well whenever I'm able to. I create content for my Instagram and my YouTube page. Those are the things I did.
I think that's
to-
also another coping mechanism. So thank you
Yeah.
also for sharing that. I think we really got a lot of coping mechanism, and that's the main reason I'm doing this, this episode. So everybody have different way they cope with things, and we can just learn. Personally, I really, really learned something, and I wish I had done this earlier, really. So,
And
but
some things that may seem very insignificant to people that I do is I take a walk.
yes,
I just walk
really.
in,
Like
just
speaking
go
to
out
your manager,
alone.
having a night
I will
shift
just
only. It's possible, really, and it will just increase your earning.
thing I'm going to say is try to get yourself occupied with other things,
Yeah, that was a word.
because there will be time when the child will be asleep and you will have some free time and you'll be wondering, what can I do with this free time? Personally, I'm not a movie person. I don't watch movies like that. Some people will use it to watch movie, Netflix and chill. It's not my thing. So I just create content or I get myself involved
Yeah, I
with.
don't like watching movie as well, but these days it's K drama I watch. That was one.
It can be addictive.
And why
People
I watch the K
have
drama
said
is
it
because
can be
it's
addictive.
because they have very long episode. I don't come back tomorrow to start looking for what to watch. I've not finished. I can't finish one in 24 hours. So I always have it there. So when I come back next, I'll just put it. But if I'm watching this Yoruba, all those other movies now, 1 hour is finished. Then tomorrow I'll come back looking for another movie to watch. These ones, they are so long. And the thing is that I think it's addictive. That's the word. Once you start, because
That's not a art.
back in Nigeria, I don't watch movie. Maybe data is part of the thing that makes me not to watch movie anyway. Because I was living alone most of the time, and I don't really. I do go to cinema to watch movie, to see movie back home. But okay, so thank you so much. So we've got another coping mechanism is if you're a nurse, like because I have other people that are students as
Yeah,
well.
I was saying that I take a walk. Not like, you cannot do anything during your maternity leave. You're not allowed to pick any
Yeah,
job
yeah,
during maternity leave.
yeah.
So in the evenings, I take a walk around my neighborhood. I just go alone.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, my husband would have closed from work. So I go alone. I talk to myself while I'm working. It just helps my mental health. If
Yeah.
you're looking at me talking to myself, you may think that something is wrong with me, but nothing is wrong with me. I'm just letting out a lot of
Just
things, and
reminiscing on the.
Yeah.
Everything
So,
going on.
yeah, so I talk a lot to myself while I'm working. I wanted to register for gym, but because I didn't pass my driving test, which I'll be retaking anyways, I couldn't register for gym because the gym is some driving distance away from my home. So instead of
Oh.
going to the gym, I just take a long walk. I can like do like 2 hours,
Ah,
excluding my neighbor, just walking around. So that time I'm able to get back my own sanity. I've had my own me time. So coming back, I feel re-energized to come back and face what is, waiting for me in the house.
I think gym is important for you guys. It's not like us. Everyone can go to gym really, but I'm really struggling to weigh 52 or 56 right now. So
Oh, okay. Understandable.
yeah, so even my husband that is meant to go to gym, that guy has been using mouth to go to gym since we got to this country. I said, oh, don't worry, I'll not eat too much anymore.
And there is NHS discounts if you want to go to gym.
Exactly. I think this might be a credit card or something so thank you so much. It's been 2 years. How's UK been doing you? I think you had 1 year working and 1 year be on maternity
Exactly.
leave, kind of.
UK
So
has been good to me. I wouldn't lie. We've had our challenges, we've had
yes,
things that we've had to cope with, but so far so good. Especially for my delivery process, UK was good to me.
yes,
Throughout my pregnancy to my delivery, UK was good to me. And I think that is what matters.
yeah, that's what matters because that's when you're more vulnerable, really, because not really much things to do. So thank you so much. And I think the last question is, what advice will you give to other women out there at that stage where they feel emotionally down and overwhelmed with all the challenges of motherhood, families, migration, and childcare? I think you're the best to answer this question.
Am I? I don't know, but I'm just going to say a few things. The first one is this: the challenges of motherhood is never ending. Every day comes with its own issues.
Challenges.
Some days are beautiful. You look at those children and you're like, oh, I'm so blessed. Some days you look at them and you're like,
Why are you guys in my life?
so every day has its challenges, every day comes with its own troubles. But one thing I've learned to do is take it a day at a time. We tackle today. If I'm able to survive today, tomorrow will come. We tackle it again. So just take it a day at a time. I try. it, Previously I used to have like this anxiety, this panic attack, thinking sometimes I find myself thinking about my children when they get married. How is their spouse be treating them? Like, calm down, calm down.
Get married first now.
They've not even gone to primary school. So you have to calm down. Like, calm down. Hey, you're thinking too far. So I try my best not to let anxiety get the best part of me. I just tell my day, I just tell myself a day at a time. Then another thing that is very important is even though you want to take it a day at a time, you don't want to lose out on things that you probably consider important to you. How do I mean? Let's say that you value your career so much, you love your career. You don't want to miss out on your career, right?
Yeah.
Because you're on maternity leave, you cannot just now say, oh, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to relax, do nothing. It's not safe for you. So what do you want to do? You want to find out what are the opportunities I can, lean into. For example, as a nurse, I know that NHS Leadership Academy, they offer some courses for nurses. Enroll yourself in that course and do it. There is e-learning for health education in England. Take some courses and get them done. Just do them. No knowledge is lost. Just do
Yeah.
them, and that way you still feel like you are in touch with your career in
Yeah.
some way. Start looking out for opportunities that is around you. Talk to your manager. Oh, upon my resumption, I'll be interested in taking up some, courses. For example, it could be practice assessor training to,
Yeah.
help and boost your leadership process or your leadership possibilities. Just find a way to key and plug yourself into those things. If it's that period that I have colleagues now that they are currently pregnant and they are hoping to have their baby very soon. They are planning to use their maternity leave period to write their NCLEX. So find a way to still keep in touch with your career and stay in tune with whatever it is that you love. Because the truth is, these children will also grow.
Yes.
And by the time they grow, you just wonder, what did I use the past how many years for? That is the
By the
moment
time
you
they
now
are
feel
growing,
like,
new challenges keep coming. It's not something that is going to say to end. Like you said, that motherhood is never ending. Even if they got to think that you can leave them at home, you're still thinking about the teen challenges. Who are they missing up with? Have a lot of things to do. So really, you should really, think about yourself as well. And it should be based on who you are and what you want for yourself. So if you're a career person, if you want to, you can use that time to do your BNSC top up as well. If you haven't gotten your BNSC before, if you've gotten that, if you want to do master, there are some online courses you can do as well, and they offer like you pay instrumentally. So
yeah.
if you're able to save as Abimbola has saved enough, I don't think that should be a problem. I don't think that should be a problem as well. I'm going to that stage, I'll share my own as well, but I want to have a lot of people shared from.
I'm looking forward to having a lot of people share so that I can come and watch and learn, because
Exactly,
you
because
don't know it
really,
all.
I'm learning as well. I think I've done one before. It's due to to start like showing from tomorrow. I've posted it. I did it with a student who so she's coming from another perspective. She too, she didn't invite anybody, but because she doesn't have someone as well. She said her mom has passed, so she doesn't have someone she can invite. That's why she didn't invite anybody. On her own aspect, she wasn't working. She has never worked since she's got to the country. So that's, another perspective. I know there are some other people in that, and that's most common for those that come in with student visa, because most of the time the student can only work 20 hours, and some partner might just be like, there's no point, just stay home, take care of the baby, let me go do the everything. And so we all come from different perspectives. So I hope to meet lots of people and also to learn lots of things as well. So the truth is, I'm sure some people will not going to watch this video to this end. So that's why I'm saying this at this end now. So the truth is that I am pregnant as well, and I am not scared. So that's why I said that your information, what you said, is that something I should have done this earlier. So I should have just been requesting for night shift. Hopefully I get like 2,000 something.
It's not too late.
I was my stage now, so don't worry.
Okay.
I'm sharing this at this end because I know some people will not watch this video to this end. Yes, really. So it was why I even thought of, there are some people that, because what I just tell people is that, yeah, my husband is someone that, and the thing is, there are a lot of information about the maternity, whatever. So I think the mistake I did was I should have just gone to my HR to ask about those details, because if I tell you how many days is remaining or how many weeks is remaining, it's so disheartening, like what? So, and it was like I was thinking of the other videos that people have posted online. I don't know that was just for the statutory maternity pay. That's not for the full maternity pay. That one that said that once 25 weeks from your 50, you have worked 25 weeks by the time you have 15 weeks on due day or something. So that one, I think that's just for statutory maternity pay, not for the occupational maternity pay, which the NHS can give you the full maternity pay, really. So that I'm looking forward to do a video on that as well, because that's where I got the misconception from. I was like, we're talking about already worked about how many months with the trust before, 6 months with the trust before I got pregnant. So like, oh, okay, that should be enough. Then when I got to the HR, I took their stuffs and I started reading it myself. I haven't met any one of them, but I know that just a couple of weeks, so there's no point. Then their scan actually brought my DBS backward again. You guys should just do anything you like. Then I just come back home. I say, okay, so better go and start working. I'm taking my 1 year maternity leave. So you have to know how you sort yourself. So that's that for that. Thank you so much. Those of you that watch this, don't comment on this. I'm not ready. Okay. So thank you so much for coming to my
Nice to meet
channel.
you.
I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate. I think the last thing on this, I don't really have much question anymore. Okay, the last question is: are you happy to be added to our immigrant mom WhatsApp group so other mom can get some support from you when they need it?
Okay. All right.
The truth is, I don't even have people on that WhatsApp group yet because I've not posted any video really regarding that. So I've not really got comments on that, but I know it's something that I'm looking forward to in the future, that we have a community where people that are coming in, they can just support. I think people struggle with a lot of things when it comes to, motherhood, maybe feeding, their baby's not taking breast milk, or they are now winning their
Don't
child.
get me started. I'm going through it. I'm going through a lot.
Exactly.
I
Some
did a
babies,
sleeping and my daughter would not want to take any solid. Like it took us, should I say 3 months? Oh God.
imagine.
I took her to the GP because of this matter. Don't get me started. Don't even get me started at all.
So that's something, because I've got a neighbor, I think if we mean that she's struggling with, feeding what baby, this is a different country. All I know, yeah, I'm a midwife, really. I don't like talking about a midwife when it comes to this kind of discussion, really. But back home, we know how we do all of those things. But here, I don't even have an idea of what food they have. So I don't know what to say, really. And by implication, as a midwife in this country, I'm not supposed to recommend.
You are not supposed to.
Yes, and so I'm not going to do that as well. So we can meet, if we have a group, people can tell you how they are able to cope with, winning their child, all of that. So that's why I'm thinking of that. Currently, I'm just seeking your consent. So when I eventually have people on that group, so you can be added to the group. I have the group already. It's myself that is there. Myself and myself. I created it with myself, my number, and I added my number. So it is myself and myself. So you can give your consent to be added to the group when the times come. Yeah.
That'll be okay. Yeah, no problem.
So thank you so much for
Thank you
granting
for having me.
my invitation. I do not take it for granted. If you watch to this end, you get the gist right. Don't comment on that gist. Then another thing is, please, if you want me to talk about it, subscribe, comment on this video, and like, and also go to the Immigrant Nurse video YouTube channel. Subscribe to our channel, comment on our videos, and also share to your friends and colleagues. Thank you so much. We'll see you in my next video. Abimbola, can you say bye to my 1.6 followers?
That's a lot. That's a lot.
I'm sure by the time I will post this video, it will be more than that. But at this point, I think I have about 1.6 subscribers. You people should watch my video. Let me get monetized. How can I have 1.6 and not be getting money from YouTube? God, I beg you.
I think you have to increase your consistency, but yeah, that's a lot. You are already.
I'm not consistent on that really, because I sleep a lot. I like sleeping than making video. I sleep, yeah. I sleep minimum of 8 hours in a day.
I'm sure that this series will add a lot to your channel.
Hopefully. I know I have to, they should watch my video, so I should get paid. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Khadija.
Then I can add YouTuber to my bio as well. I'm not a YouTuber, yeah. So when I start getting paid, when you see me adding YouTuber to my bio, like you see now Khadija traditional YouTuber, then you see that, you know that I'm already getting paid. Thanks so much. I get to meet you again. Maybe you can get to share some other things together as well. How you, when your baby is 1 year, how you win or something, or how you, as life goes on, new challenges keep coming up. So we can have other things to discuss about as well later in future. As I used to